Yo guys, what is going on? Insanity coming at you today with the official details for the Last Stand DLC expansion number 3 coming to the Division. I had an opportunity to go ahead and go hands-on with this over at the ETF and give my feedback on the entire DLC as a whole, how the PvP is going to work and all that good stuff, and all I have to say is holy crap, this is going to be a great DLC for those that are interested in trying to maybe bridge that gap between the PvE players and PvP players while giving players a dedicated PvP space without the rogue mechanic. With that being said, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go. Alright guys, the guys during the State of the Game have officially revealed what the Last Stand DLC is. This is the third and final expansion for Year 1 DLC for the Division. There is no exclusive early access to Xbox and PC. It's going to be coming out to everyone at the same time. So regardless of what platform you're playing on, it will release together with everybody else, which is a really big exciting thing for PlayStation players out there. They're not having to wait anymore, which is awesome. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what this game mode is, how you access it, and all the mechanics of the gameplay and the rewards. I mean, that's always fun, right? So let's just go ahead and start off with the first thing that I wanted to go ahead and say. The overhaul of PvP in this game has been going through a tremendous change thanks to the Elite Task Force. I think our discussions were absolutely awesome. I'm not allowed to talk about what was said, but I can say I think our feedback and input is going to make PvP a much better experience for everyone, regardless of your playstyle. If you're a PvE player, if you're a PvP player, and this particular game mode, we had dedicated PvE players trying this, and they absolutely loved it, which I thought was absolutely great. So if there's players out there who are absolutely just against going in the Dark Zone, they think it's a terrible idea, they don't enjoy doing it, they're afraid of getting ganked and all that stuff and getting ganged up on by groups, this mode is going to be for you. Because I've seen it with my own eyes. People that don't like the Dark Zone love the Last Stand, so do keep that in mind. Now, what is the Last Stand? It is an 8v8 objective-based gameplay mode that you can matchmake for over in the terminal. You can find the queue for it. It's right behind the recalibration station in the terminal downstairs. The recalibration station is actually being moved from where it is to the wall where the crafting table is, so it's still going to be down there. You don't have to go upstairs to do any recalibration if you don't want to. It's still going to be down there for your convenience. Now, 8v8 dedicated objective-based gameplay. So what's the objective? What are you doing in this game mode? It is Call of Duty's style domination with mini domination inside of that. So you're probably wondering exactly what in the hell that means. Okay, you have your home base A and your home base C, right? They're on complete opposite ends of the map, and you have that neutral territory of B where all the crazy fighting always happens trying to take over that middle ground. But A and C are your spawn points. So whenever that happens, you have a golden opportunity once you take all three sections, and this is where it's mini domination inside of the big domination. Each point, A, B, and C, have 3 upload terminals. You have to take each upload terminal to own that entire base. Here's the big thing. Over at your home base, A and C, you do have fortifications. You may have seen this at the very, very end of the Last Stand teaser, and if they showcased any of the actual gameplay during State of the Game, you may have seen it in action through that. But basically, whenever you get an entire section for A, B, and C, which is really, really difficult. It sounds easy, and B, it's extremely difficult. But over at A and C, you have these fortifications. There's the turret. You already saw it in that. You already saw that in the teaser, and you also have a pulse. So it's going to be doing a nice little pulse for you guys. The entire team's going to be able to see it if enemies are advancing on that particular base, which is great for those who want to hang back and defend. But there's more to this. What about those PvE players I was mentioning, right? Okay, there's 2 landmarks on the map, and we're going to get into the map in just a second because this is going to get even more exciting. There's 2 landmarks on the map on opposite ends, completely separate from A and C. So they're kind of like in a perpendicular style setup, so they would crisscross each other eventually if people were running in a straight line. But overall, I would definitely say it has to be one of the most unique experiences ever, because if you are a PvE player and you don't want to go and take on players at this time, you can go and mow down NPCs over at the landmark and take out elites and named enemies so that you're earning this new currency called Shade Tech. This shade tech is exclusive to The Last Stand. It's not going to be used in any other game mode. It's used this each and every single round for each individual game. You're not trying to bank it for any additional gameplay at a later time. It's just for this particular round, so don't waste it, but don't be that guy because it's all shared. You don't want to be a jerk and just go and get the shade tech and spend it immediately. You got to try and coordinate with your team to see when you guys want to spend it, if you want to try and fortify your base, or if you want to do this. There's more than just fortifications. There are these things called tactical boost, where you're going to have an opportunity to do things like getting extra score for your score multiplier, which is a really, really big help. But there's also an opportunity to do points for kill. Each game lasts anywhere from, I would say, from 10 to 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the time limit. So if the score limit is not reached, the game will automatically end. So do keep that in mind. I'm doing the majority of this stuff off my memory, so if it sounds really, really jumbled, I'm sorry. But overall, I would definitely have to say this game mode as a whole offers a great balanced PvP experience because you're not worried about your particular character. You're not worried about, oh, I'm going to lose DZ funds. Oh, I'm going to lose my rank. You're really just trying to go in and get in these awesome PvP engagements because you can. That's the whole purpose of going in this game mode. And it's really, really cool. It's fun, it's exciting, it's fast-paced, and you really need to experience this for yourself. So the last two things I wanted to go ahead and touch on is what do you do? First of all, in A, B, and C, like I said, there's 3 terminals. You have to pretty much hold down square or hold down X if you're on a controller, or whatever button it is on a keyboard, I forgot what it is. Hold that down to capture each point. Once you hold 3 points in each objective, you're holding that entire section, A, B, or C, and you're uploading this information. You're uploading it. It's going to your base. You're either going to be on the agent side or the rogue side. You're always on the agent side, similar to the Counter-Strike way of things, how it's like counter-terrorists win or terrorists win. You know, you're always an agent regardless of which side you're on for your team. That's just the way it is. So if you're wanting to be a rogue, sorry guys, it almost never happens just because it always gets put in one specific way. Now, the last and final piece of the puzzle that I wanted to go ahead and touch on, and I'm going to be very, very particular about what I say, because it's really, really small. I can't really give a whole lot of details. All I can say is that, yes, this stuff exists, and it will be revealed a lot more in detail at a later date. And that is, if you were paying attention to the entire reveal for for The Last Stand, you would have noticed, you may have seen new areas that were dedicated spaces, right? There were huge indoor dedicated spaces that we've never had in the Division before, and it's really interesting and unique, and it's not specific to The Last Stand, so do keep that in mind. That's my little teaser. It's just, we're finally getting more DZ. An expanded DZ is coming, but I can't talk about it, all right? All I can say is that there's 4 maps in The Last Stand. The first one's from DZ zones 1 to 3. The next one's from 3 to 6. The third one is from DZ zone 7 to 8. And the last one is from 8 and 9. That's all I can say. That's the dedicated play spaces for The Last Stand. So you're getting 4 maps, 4 really unique play styles, and 4 maps that offer a lot of unique gameplay that play differently compared to the rest. Not one map plays similar to the other, which is really interesting and unique, and I'll get more into that as I can. I just can't talk about it right now. Anyways, guys, like I said, this particular game mode, it's fast-paced, it's really fun, it's unique. There's no risk for going in and trying it. If you're a PvE player, don't be afraid of it. It actually bridges that PvE, PvP play style a lot. It works really well. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. I promise you, and I can guarantee you that this is just more than likely just a stepping stone. It's a great way for players to bridge that gap between PvE and PvP while creating a dedicated space for maybe, this is just a maybe, this is me just talking out of my ass here, maybe we'll have more game modes in the future. I have no idea. So for those of you out there that thought this was a tower defense DLC PvE related, no, this is a fully dedicated PvP DLC with a lot of unique gameplay features. I can't talk about all of them just yet, but I promise update 1.6 and The Last Stand are just absolutely incredible. I'm so glad to be a part of this experience, and I can't wait for you guys to go hands-on with this. In the coming days, we'll have to see exactly what happens. Anyways, guys, what do you think of The Last Stand? Are you excited for it? Do you think it's dumb? Do you think it's great? Do you think it's stupid? And I got delted, and that's how we're going to end it. Like if you haven't, sub if you're new, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.